Yeah. Anything else going on?
Yeah, anything else? Then I've been I have ministered to those parts that
Oh
you
yeah.
told me that these realms of this Jezebel and whatever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did them, and I prayed that everyone, any soul parts trapped in those places to be also be freed from those realms. Yeah, I feel a little bit relief. Yeah,
Okay.
is
Okay.
good. Yeah, I was thinking, if things happen in the spiritual first and then in the natural, then it might be, if something like if someone is stuck, in life, it means that in the spiritual, in the realms, probably their soul parts or whatever are also stuck somewhere. I don't know.
Mhm.
It might be something like that. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
because there are many realms, as you mentioned before.
Mhm.
That these soul parts get stuck in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I was gonna post that portion of our video from last time, and then I don't know, I just never. I guess maybe I should have done it, and then I didn't, and then after that, it just kind of slipped my mind.
Mm.
But one of my new clients would have benefited a lot from that discussion.
Mm.
I kind of had to have the same discussion with him, with
Mm.
this new client, because he didn't understand all that stuff.
Yeah.
And, um, yeah, so maybe I will get to that video at some point. Just that part of the discussion where we talked about that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
only about 10 minutes or 20 minutes or something of talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
You look like you lost some weight or something.
Oh, I don't know. I did some self-deliverance. I don't know.
Yeah?
I felt some. I feel like something has changed, but yeah.
Your face looks skinnier.
Yeah. I don't eat that much either, so
Oh, yeah.
probably, yeah.
So what happened?
Yeah, so since last time I did some, uh, you know, self-deliverance,
Yep.
and I was hesitant, but it wasn't me. It was like demons inside me, uh, like I wasn't gonna do this. Like I was just postponing, like the prayer for myself.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm gonna pray, tomorrow. I'm gonna pray tomorrow. So finally, in Monday, 2 days ago, I prayed for myself, and I manifested, just like the prayers we do, together. It was like that. So,
Okay.
and I felt relief.
Mhm.
I found like four in total, four soul fragments. I manifested 4 times. So I prayed like you do, and yeah, I got delivered, and yeah, I feel more, what's it called, relief. So yeah,
Good.
yeah,
Praise the Lord.
yeah. Just like you said, you pray the same thing for yourself, and you see the same result. So yeah, it's just that simple. Yeah.
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 Sometimes sometimes people need help. I mean, somebody that knows what they're doing and
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I feel like my job is to help people learn how to look after things for themselves. But
yeah,
there's other times where, um, like for Jane or Tracy, I
yeah,
always use those two as examples. Um, they, whenever an altar would come up for Tracy,
mm,
I could minister to a whole bunch of stuff for 3 hours, and then she wouldn't remember the whole 3 hours.
yeah,
Like her herself would go down, and she had no recollection of the whole 3 hour session.
yeah,
So
yeah,
she couldn't do her own deliverance. It just wasn't.
yeah,
It's impossible. But people like, well, even for herself, eventually, we got to a place where she was remembering everything, and she was back in control of herself, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
she can start doing ministering to herself.
yeah,
So yeah, that's the goal.
yeah. And it was so crazy, last time I totally forgot about those, what's it called, those parts in my life where I had this traumas,
Hmm.
in foster care and foster homes.
Yeah.
And during the what's it called, this conversation that we had toward the end, I remembered, this, I don't know, God unlocked those memories or something. I
The reforms.
remembered, oh, I had some bad experiences there. So
Hmm.
yeah, and I did have actual, what's it called, the uh, soul parts, there. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was so crazy, because I never thought about it as if it was traumatizing,
Yeah.
but it was, yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. People want to think that trauma has to be something major, but well, that
yeah,
was major. That's big enough. But I mean, you know, it
yeah,
doesn't take a lot for these spirits to find ways to get in, you know, and stuff
yeah,
like that. So, well,
yeah,
good.
and exactly. And you know, I had some accident, back when I was 7. I injured my face a little bit.
Hmm.
So I prayed, and there was a what's it called, soul fragment there also because of
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
So I prayed for that, and I prayed even for the any effects of that, because I used to speak like in a weird
Hmm.
way, in one way, like
Yeah.
by, by the corner of my mouth. So I feel like it's been changed a little bit, I'm more
Mhm.
flexible in mouth. So
Yeah.
it's so crazy, yeah, how it affected me, that prayer, yeah.
Well, maybe that's the difference
Even
I see.
yeah, physically, yeah, yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So it's crazy, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Interesting. Well, that's good. That's good to hear.
yeah,
Um, yeah. Testimony.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's, I feel like it also depends on your knowledge, understanding. Like
Yes.
if you understand these things, then it affects or works. Like yeah, is yeah, exactly. It also depends on your understanding. Yeah,
Yeah. It does.
yeah,
Now, my children are destroyed because of a lack of knowledge, right? The
yeah,
scripture says.
yeah,
So if you know what's going on and you have understanding,
yeah,
then you pray it. You just
yeah,
then take authority with that understanding and it works.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
So,
simple. Yeah,
yeah. Simple truth.
yeah, yeah,
Truth overcome by the truth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's truth. Yeah,
You and I talking and stuff, a little bit of iron sharpening iron, and certain things and helping you understand how to do this self-deliverance stuff a little bit better.
yeah.
You know, all this stuff is helping you, growing you. And there's another client of mine. She's younger. How old are you?
I'm 30.
30.
Yeah,
She's probably 26, 20, yeah, something like that. 27, maybe. I don't know, 25.
yeah,
But she's also learning how to do this self-deliverance stuff and learning how to, and you're a Christian longer than her
mm,
and stuff, but she's got really good discernment for being only 4 year Christian for 4 years. So
yeah,
she discerns very well,
yeah,
but she just needs to grow. Like she doesn't, she needs deliverance and she needs some past traumas healed,
yeah,
but she also needs to grow in her understanding, which and the deliverance and healing will come as she grows.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I can yell and stuff and scream at demons, but she won't have the knowledge and understanding she needs to maintain that deliverance.
yeah, yeah,
I'm getting at? Like, she needs more foundation, a little more
yeah,
understanding, a little less religion in her life, a little more truth instead of the church on the corner,
yeah,
you know, like that kind of thing. And that comes with time and that kind of stuff. And the Lord doesn't, the Lord would deliver somebody if they were really going after deliverance,
yeah,
but He would rather you learn and grow and understand and maintain that truth,
yeah,
just cast the demon out so it can come right back in,
yeah,
you know? So, yeah, it's, sometimes I struggle because, and it's not really that big of a struggle, but I mean, sometimes it crosses my mind. The enemy tries to put a little doubt on me sometimes.
yeah,
Um, you know, you why aren't you praying for these people? Why aren't you casting the demons out? Why are you're losing your authority? And stuff. And I'm like, shut
yeah,
up. You know,
yeah,
and it's not all the time. It's rarely that these kind of thoughts are happening. But I know that I am not just here to cast demons out. This is
yeah,
about discipleship and
yeah,
about training people up to maintain their truth, to maintain their walk with the Lord, and to
yeah,
grow into whatever they have to do. It's not just about me, you
yeah.
know.
And it's crazy you say this because when I prayed for myself, by having this understanding and knowledge that I have now, it it was the same result, as you prayed before. Same thing happened, it came up, and I ministered to them, and it just, yeah, all the truth, it was so true that, you mentioned that you can do it yourself. Is I did it for myself, and same results, same
Yeah,
relief, that I would get, you praying for me. It was the same,
yeah, yeah. And now you can. Now you have the confidence.
yeah,
If you can do it for yourself, you can do it for your neighbor. You can do it for whoever the Lord brings to you.
yeah,
I had a client talk to within the last couple of months. I can't remember when, and I don't remember this whole story. But he was talking about somebody else, not himself,
mm,
who was being targeted.
mm,
And they were talking about this person. They knew them very well, and person was claiming to be targeted. The government was after him,
yeah,
and there was people following him, and they were sitting outside his home, and
yeah,
they were literally he literally caught two people in front of his home, and they were pointing some kind of a device
yeah,
at his home
yeah,
to attack him with sound or whatever frequency.
yeah,
And I went, okay, fine. Uh, and that's totally possible. But sending a sound frequency against somebody isn't an actual sound frequency attack. It
Yeah.
is. It's part of it.
Yeah.
But if it's doing something that's evil towards a person, it's still a demon
Yeah.
that's manifesting.
Yeah.
It's still the demon manifesting the evil manifestation in the person. Even though the people that were in the van or whoever were pointing a ray gun at a guy, it's
Yeah.
not the ray that's causing the manifestation of evil, it's the demons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
the interaction. That's the agreement by that person pointing that thing at somebody. The same thing as pointing a gun at somebody. There's a
Yeah.
spirit of murder, and
Yeah.
it's going to manifest that murder.
Yeah.
You dig? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People need to. They have to change their worldly thinking or come out of the world to
Yeah. Yeah.
understand what's driving this spiritually,
Yeah.
what's manifesting spiritually, because this is happening in the natural. And how is it happening in the natural? And it's happening because there's agreements there. That
Yeah.
human was in there pointing the ray gun, you know,
Yeah.
he's driven somehow through some form of witchcraft, through some form of spiritual attack through the government that's literally sent these people out. The devil sent them out.
Yeah.
Mind, it could be mind control going on with those people that were sitting outside that guy's home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to cancel with a client because they were completely believed that the government was targeting them and pointing some type of a device at their home and pointing it at
Yeah.
them, whatever. And I'm like, how can they do that?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
besides, even if they could, it's still demons you have to deal with, not
Yeah.
you still have to deal with the principalities and the spirits and the stuff that's manifesting this on you. No, no, no. They have these electronic devices that are doing this stuff, and then there's nanotechnology that gets inside of people, and there's okay, but still,
Yeah. Yeah.
they couldn't get it past their heads that there's spirits involved.
Yeah.
They just think it's electronic. No,
Yeah.
it's not just electronic. That's just a catalyst. That's just something to get the people giving their agreement over so that the spirits can manifest more stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, they need agreement, so they get, they do all of this stuff to get people believing things so they can manifest more stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The technology can be used as a spiritual thing, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
many people can't imagine or believe this. So
No,
it's, yeah.
there's too much in the world to
Yeah.
to see, because everything that manifests in the world is driven by the spiritual first.
Yeah.
Right? It
Yeah.
comes from the spiritual side first. It has to.
Yeah.
It absolutely has to. So, in order to stop stuff, you have to figure out where the agreements are coming from. Where's the root of this manifestation? How,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
order to stop that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy, you know?
It's hard to
Crazy.
it's hard to figure out. Some days
Yeah.
it's hard to figure out with a lot of things. What's the spiritual root that's allowing this manifestation? That's allowing this influence. It's allowing all of a sudden there's these people monitoring me. You know,
Yeah.
there's monitoring agents in covens, in Freemasonry, and things that
Yeah.
are appointed in the CIA, FBI. They're appointed to monitor people,
Yeah.
watch over them, like to in their computers and stuff. Like there's computer networks out there that are completely witchcraft related. That are tapped into through artificial intelligence and through
Yeah.
fallen angel technology. They're tapped into the actual internet, but also a spiritual network,
Yeah.
a witchcraft network between people
Yeah.
that they can tap in with computers and things.
Yeah.
Well, like I've seen it. I've seen it
Yeah.
manifest in people.
Yeah.
People that are working for the FBI and don't even realize that they're doing spiritual witchcraft when
Yeah,
they work and do this data entry stuff they're doing on
yeah,
these computers and things. There was one person that manifested that knew they were monitoring people on purpose to see the psychological reactions to the stuff they were doing.
yeah,
This was, you don't know about this kind of technology because it's not out yet.
yeah,
But that person went manifesting in somebody I was praying for.
yeah,
I'm like, he's like, who are you? I'm like, who are you? No, who are you? Where did you come from? And
yeah,
I'm like, you know, I'm like, this person that you're targeting right now
mm,
is come to me for deliverance, has come to me to cast demons out of them. I'm a Christian.
yeah, yeah,
Like, you're seeing me through their eyes and they're looking at me over Skype. What?
yeah,
And the guy's like, are you serious? And I'm like, yes, I'm serious. What you're doing is witchcraft.
yeah,
You're doing literal witchcraft for the devil. That's
mm,
how it's God that is using this person that I'm praying for me to talk to you.
yeah,
It's literally God that's brought us together through this person. What? And I'm like, and then finally it clues in. And
yeah,
the person repented and quit that job and left.
mm,
He was making he was getting rich off of this
yeah,
job.
yeah,
And he didn't want to quit the job because he was making so much money. And he had
yeah,
a family to support and all this stuff. This person that I was praying for, how this person manifested.
yeah,
Crazy. But that's the kind of networks and stuff that are out there. There's witchcraft networks tapped in with artificial intelligence, tapped into the computer networks,
yeah,
and people. This person was literally doing what he thought was science,
yeah,
monitoring people to see the psychological effects of the stuff they were doing to these people through their computers.
mm,
And through, you know what I mean? That's what he thought it was computers, but it wasn't. He was sending demons to them to see
yeah,
the psychological effects of what was going on. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy, isn't it?
yeah. Some of them do it knowingly, some do it
Yeah.
unknowingly. Yeah,
Yeah, some people think they're just doing data entry in the computer or whatever. Some of
yeah,
these that I've
yeah,
encountered, well, one in particular, two of them were leaders of labs.
mm,
So they had a whole group, a whole lab of computers of people doing this stuff, and the
yeah,
one person was just overseeing.
yeah,
Twice I had two of these lab bosses,
yeah,
what do you want to call it. Another time I had an actual artificial intelligence component talking to me
yeah,
through somebody. That was with a person. No, that was through CERN.
yeah,
That was targeting somebody. It was the artificial intelligence part of the computer targeting the person I was praying for, and it
yeah,
was from CERN. I had another person at CERN actually manifest through somebody one
mm,
time.
yeah,
Uh, these people that work at CERN, they're targeting people with this electronic artificial intelligence technology,
yeah. Yes,
witchcraft.
sometimes I also feel like something is watching me or like tracking me or something. I get this feeling, you know? So,
Well, these things gotta go.
yeah,
You know, these black mirrors. There you are.
yeah. And these, uh, they are also very interested in gathering information, you know, stuff like that, you know? So they do anything to just get information, you know?
Well,
Surveillancing people. Yeah,
yeah, I would like. Well, and I think they're getting so good with uh, satellites.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They've got their technology is so good they can triangulate from everywhere
yeah,
and figure things out all over the place, right?
yeah,
They have pictures of the world from the top, from everywhere, so they can, and they've got more than that. They've
yeah,
got a they've got access to the spiritual side
yeah,
that they can they can glean information from. Those are
Yeah.
spirits of the air,
Yeah.
principalities of the air. You know,
Yeah.
Satan is a prince of the air.
Yeah.
So they've got access to that and to all of the witchcraft networks that have been established over the world.
Yeah.
And if fallen angels have all that information in computerized kind of content,
Yeah.
they just had to get the people and the
Yeah.
technology to up in the world.
Yeah.
You know, like these UFOs are technology that we don't know about
Yeah.
yet. You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm just kind of putting this all together right now, even.
Yeah.
You know, so once we could throw away our phones, we could throw away everything, have no computers and nothing in our home, move into the middle of the forest in some homestead type place, they would still be able to triangulate on that place and see stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, you know,
Yeah.
um, is there enough technology for humans to be able to do that yet? They're already monitoring people. They're
Yeah.
already watching people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were monitoring people through through witchcraft before,
Yeah.
mind control and witchcraft and stuff. But now they're getting to the point where they can do it with technology.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
Yeah. Yeah. And I read something that about remote viewing. It's like there is people, like someone goes and meditate, and then they have something with their target, and then they imagine things, and then suddenly they get connected to the spiritual, and they see what the other person sees. So they get like, if the other person is like uh, feeling something or something, this man is just, yeah, they see the things, that the other one does or something. Yeah.
if there's a soul tie,
Yeah.
let's say there's a well on my channel there's a deliverance video.
Yeah.
I can't think of the guy's name right now. It's
Yeah.
not Michael. Anyway, I'm praying for a guy. The title of the video is called, excuse me, it's called Why Breaking Soul Ties is So Important or something like that.
Yeah.
And I pray for this younger guy, maybe your age or maybe a little bit older.
Mm.
Throughout his teenage years and his 20s and even whatever, he had this
Yeah.
girl. He had a girl who was a friend with benefits.
Mm.
She was a little bit nasty. She was a little bit rough around the edges, this girl. And
Mm.
he's a pretty nice guy, but he could go to her and get what he wanted whenever he wanted.
Yeah.
You know, they were friends with benefits.
Yeah.
When I prayed for him, all of a sudden she came up.
Yeah.
Part of her through a soul tie is attached to him.
Yeah.
I prayed for this person. I don't know if I led her to the Lord or I can't remember, but she was sent out back to her own body, regardless, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Then I called back any parts of him back to his own body.
Yeah.
And those brought him, and he was so beat up, this guy, from her
Mm.
demons in her body, they beat the crap out of that part of his soul that was over in her body. And
Yeah.
when they came back to him, it was like, well, he was just battered like crazy. And the Lord healed and restored him and made him whole and all of that. So the soul tie was broken.
Yeah.
But my point is, if two people come together and they establish some kind of a one flesh union through
Yeah.
some sexual means or whatever,
Yeah.
a part of that person's soul can then go over to that person's body.
Mm.
There's a connection there. They're not broken, they're not separate, they're double-minded because a part of their soul is separated and gone over there.
Yeah,
But there's still a connection. It's like two computers being connected.
yeah,
That part of his soul in the other body can come up to the surface and look out the eyes and talk through the mouth and everything.
yeah,
Like witches do this all the time to people.
yeah.
They will manifest. Like I had a couple that I was praying for. They would fight constantly, even though they hated fighting with each other.
Mm.
And all of a sudden, something would come up in the husband and just start nattering at his wife.
Mm.
Afterwards, you go, I can't believe I said that. Like I would never say that. I don't. It wasn't him. It was witches that were coming up.
Yeah,
And the same thing in his wife. She would come up. Something would come up in her and just go after him all the time.
yeah.
They split up now. They're not even together anymore.
Wow.
Because these witches, when they're demonically driven, but they can come up in the body that they're trespassing in and use it.
Mm.
High level witches know that they can do that.
Yeah,
So these high level sorcerers, as far as CIA and government agencies and the ones that are Satan driven,
yeah,
Satanist groups, they know what they're doing. They're, and they're and they're communicating with these fallen angels, and they're getting in this information from fallen angels how to do this stuff,
yeah,
like Area 51 and all of these underground bases and everything, all that stuff that's going on. They
yeah,
they're they're being this information is being given over to them to do this stuff.
yeah,
So if I have a piece of my soul in somebody else's body and I can control that and I know what's going on, then I could just lay down, relax, connect myself to that part of my soul that's in somebody else's body,
yeah,
have it come up and look through that person's body
yeah, yeah,
in a different place.
yeah,
How far fetched is that? It sounds crazy, but it's not.
yeah,
I've seen it. I've seen this kind of stuff happening with my clients over the years
yeah,
in different ways. I never thought of it on this level of actually have it where it's controlled and being done on purpose.
yeah,
I never really thought of it to that extreme, but why not?
yeah,
In fact, I've seen them doing this stuff because I've encountered these people in these labs and government agencies manifesting in people. So they were doing that stuff
yeah,
in a sense, monitoring people,
yeah,
seeing. What do you think the metaverse is about?
yeah,
And all these avatars and all this stuff, like they're literally trying to move into the spiritual realms and build a society in the spiritual realms.
yeah,
But people are already doing that through astral projection and stuff.
yeah,
Jane had an alter personality that was trapped in a realm of a prostitution realm,
yeah.
and people would astral project into that realm just for sex. So people
Wow.
would sit down, lay down on their couch, meditate, astral project into a realm, have
Mm.
sex with whatever they wanted, and then wake up and wow.
Mm.
They were doing astral sex travel, astral sexual stuff.
Wow.
And they were tapping into realms, and I found a part of Jane in one of those realms. It was a Masonic realm,
Mm.
and they had groomed her up to be for prostitution, not
Mm.
just in the natural, but in the spiritual, on the spiritual side, in the literal prostitution realm.
Yeah.
You know?
So crazy.
Yeah. You think
Y-
you're gonna learn that at Sunday school?
Yeah. It it takes a lot of mercy and compassion for for the, it for them, for you towards them. So is to be able to, I wouldn't, if I was God, I would just, kill them, but yeah, but you know, especially people that surveillance is something that I really hate. You know, that you know, being controlling and stuff like that is
Yeah,
very bad. Yeah,
that's the highest levels of control, isn't it?
yeah,
You know, and God has given us all free will. So
yeah,
that's why they're doing it, because they have free will to choose to do that stuff.
yeah,
You know, to choose to follow the directions of fallen angels and establish these types of things in the world.
yeah,
You know,
it's,
it's crazy, crazy stuff. But I mean, yeah,
yeah,
that's stuff I've seen over the years of ministry.
it's crazy. Yeah,
Hmm.
when they're gonna increase it probably, you know, towards the end times. You know.
It's been increasing year after year after year all these years.
Yeah,
You know, when I first met Jane, I was learning about MK Ultra mind control, and I was learning about like Alice in Wonderland programming and that kind of stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Over the years, CIA and FBI labs, and then CERN, artificial intelligence manifesting in people. I mean, wow,
yeah,
realms, demonic realms, prisons, and underground cities, and all,
yeah,
all these are realms, not, and there's stuff in the natural too,
yeah,
Spir- spiritual realms, let alone just a spiritual marriage, somebody married to a marine spirit, you
yeah,
know, that that pulls their soul into the marine kingdom,
yeah,
and then children being born, marine children being born in those marriages, and,
mm,
like
yeah,
these are all realms. It's all demonic realms,
yeah,
whether it's a marine city or a marine marriage or a underground city or prison or camp
yeah,
or computer network or witchcraft network or it's all realms.
yeah. And the CERN is they have this statue of Shiva or whatever. It's basically Jezebel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
all of those feminine manifesting spirits.
yeah,
This is all Isabel.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, there's that topic got deep pretty fast, eh?
Yeah, you know, I'm used to those things, you know, thinking about these things. Yeah,
Hmm. Well, I don't know what the Lord wants me to do with all this information, but I have not been led to make a bunch of teachings about it,
yeah,
or whatever. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if people aren't ready for it. I don't know what it is, but
yeah. I believe also that even if it's few people that get this information and these understandings, they can be the key persons for a bigger, like it's like a network, you know, this come to this and then they get wider, you know.
mhm,
That can also be a thing, you know. For example, if someone comes and you minister to them and they go, you know, and spread the thing, you know, even wider or something. Yeah,
right, exactly. That
mm,
that's definitely a big part of this ministry is
yeah,
people taking, learning and growing and going off to do more. That's what I hope that will happen. That's what I pray will happen.
yeah,
Anybody that comes to my YouTube channel or whatever
yeah,
learns stuff and then goes and does even greater. Like, you
yeah,
know, I don't want
mm,
them to be stuck just doing what I know. I want them to take what I know and then go and
yeah,
let it grow. What has the Lord shown you? What has the Lord shown them? And then take what I've learned and apply it to what the Lord has shown you.
yeah,
All these different people. because, you know, he's showing them stuff that they need to know.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, yeah, just go do even greater things. That's what I want to see from what I do. I wrote
Yeah,
down this. I think that last time we talked, at the very end, you know, this foster home and that reform
yeah,
school stuff came up, right? That's
yeah,
what you prayed about
yeah.
and dealt with some of that. But at the end of that, I wrote down and I circled
Mm,
government Jezebel systems,
mm.
because foster homes, reform schools,
Yeah,
uh, you know, like youth care, group homes, and
yeah,
youth,
yeah,
all of those things are all Jezebel systems.
yeah,
Even the court systems and family um, stuff
yeah,
with uh, family services and social
yeah,
services, all government Jezebel systems.
yeah.
So I don't know what you prayed for after you ministered to those altars, but ask the Lord to destroy the
Mm,
Jezebel systems and realms that they were trapped in, that you, the
mm.
Lord brought them out of.
Yeah,
Okay,
I forgot to do that. Yeah,
that's just what came to mind before we go. So just add that to your prayers for your next time prayers.
yeah,
Destroy the Jezebel systems and the realms
yeah,
that those altars came from. And ask the
yeah,
Lord to set free anybody else that was in those places and send them through the waterfall back to their own bodies or whatever.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah, absolutely. I just, you know, put them in the water
Yeah.
and, you know, I
Just
forgot
you,
to say, yeah,
yeah,
this.
you
Yeah,
minister to your own parts, but yeah, take back the territory that those systems had, and
yeah,
then set anybody else that was in those places back to their own bodies, but washed through the waterfall.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Okay? Just those two
absolutely.
steps. Destroy the systems and send everybody back to where they're supposed to go, cleansed in the river.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah,
simple,
absolutely.
but yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
th-
let's leave it there then.
yeah. Thank you for your time, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a
Good talking to you.
pleasure
It's always good
talking
talking
to you.
to you, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. All right,
Okay.
man.
God bless you. See you
God
next
bless you. Yeah, see you.
If this ministry has blessed you in any way, please consider donating by PayPal so that I can continue to bless others as well. God bless you.
Let our mortal flesh keep silence, and with fear and trembling stand. Ponder nothing earthly minded, for with blessings in his hand, Christ our God to earth descended, awful